They say a good marriage is built on trust, but what happens when trust turns into silence? When kisses turn into nods? When desire becomes memory? I'm Vanessa. Welcome to Lust and Lies. And this is the confession I never thought I'd say out loud. Mark was everything a good man is supposed to be. Steady job, no scandals. Smart, respected, predictable. He paid the bills, took out the trash, wore a wedding ring. And somewhere between year 2 and year 4, he stopped seeing me. Not with anger, not with cruelty, just nothing. He touched me like routine, spoke to me like a co-worker, looked at me like I was furniture. I tried. Lingerie, date nights, long talks that ended in shrugs. He always had an excuse. Tired, deadlines, not in the mood. Eventually, I stopped asking, stopped waiting. I didn't work. Mark didn't want me to. He liked the image, a man who provided, a wife who stayed home. But I missed being seen, missed compliments. And yes, I missed money, my own. At first, I looked at jobs, part-time gigs, online freelancing, customer service hell, but nothing matched the kind of life I wanted. And nothing made me feel alive. Then I found a forum, late at night, glass of wine, curiosity and resentment tangled in my chest. The thread title said, How I Made 3 Zallows in one Night. I clicked, read, scrolled, and somewhere between disgust and disbelief, something inside me whispered, could you? The answer came fast, too fast. I created a new name, a new phone, a private email. I read every rule, every red flag, every review. I wasn't going to be reckless. I was going to be elite. I wasn't in it for love. I was in it for money and control. The first booking was terrifying. Luxury hotel, cash only, dinner, no touching. I wore a silk dress and shaky confidence, but the man was kind, lonely, easy. He tipped $500 just because I listened. That was the night I realized power wasn't loud. It was silent. It was me, walking out of a hotel with heels clicking and money in my purse that I earned on my terms. I didn't sleep with anyone at first. It was conversation, fantasy, presence. But then came the next level. Men who paid double, triple. Men who wanted what their wives no longer gave. And I understood them, because I was that wife too. I built a brand. Mysterious, tasteful. No full nudity, no social media. Only referrals, only luxury. Mark never asked where I went on Friday nights. He never asked about the new heels, or the spa days, or the fact that I seemed happier. He assumed his money paid for my glow, but it wasn't his, it was mine. And for 6 months, I lived a double life, wife by day, desire by night, and no one knew. Yet, 6 months in, I was no longer nervous. I was polished, poised, profitable. I had a wait list, not because I was wild, but because I wasn't. I listened. I laughed at the right moments. I made men feel like kings without ever bowing. And for that, they paid. My rates doubled, then tripled. I began choosing only hotel suites with skyline views, only clients with business cards and black AMCs. I never crossed my own lines, but I bent them. Sometimes I stayed longer than I should, let hands linger where they shouldn't. Laughed a little too genuinely, because part of me, a part I never admitted, liked being wanted. I told myself it was just a role, a character. Elle wasn't me, but she wore my face, spoke with my mouth, walked in my heels, and slowly, the line blurred. Mark still didn't know. He still didn't ask. Maybe he thought I was cheating. Maybe he didn't care. Sometimes I wanted to be caught, just so something would happen. Because the worst part of our marriage wasn't the absence of love. It was the absence of conflict. We didn't fight. We faded. One night, I came home at 1 a.m. My perfume still clung to my skin. He didn't even stir, just rolled over and mumbled something about tomorrow. I stood there, in the doorway, wearing lingerie under my coat, holding shoes worth more than our coffee table, and I felt nothing. Not guilt, not shame, just numb. That scared me more than anything, because I wasn't heartbroken. I wasn't lost. I was comfortable, and comfort can be deadly. Still, I kept going. One more booking, one more envelope, one more dress that no one would see but me. I built a secret closet in the guest room, a burner phone hidden in the drawer. I had my own world, and it worked, until the night it didn't. It was a Thursday, slow week. One last-minute message. Client had paid double for full discretion, didn't want talking, just presence, no names, no details, Just the room number 1109, Hotel La Mer, Midtown. I almost didn't take it. Something felt off. But money makes you brave. And bored. I curled my hair, did my makeup slow, chose a wine red slip and a matching coat. No mask, no games. Elle didn't need to pretend anymore. She was the real me now. I grabbed my purse, told Mark I was meeting a friend from college. He didn't look up from his phone. Have fun, he said. And that was it. In the elevator, I felt nothing. Just habit. I knocked twice, room 1109. Waited. The door opened. And that's when everything began to collapse. The room smelled like money, leather, soft cologne, dim lights, muted jazz. All standard. I closed the door behind me, heels clicking on marble. That rhythm, familiar. The man stood by the window, back to me, hands in pockets. He was tall, wearing a charcoal blazer, not speaking. Some clients like control, silence, mystery. I stayed in character. Would you like me to start? I said softly. Or do you prefer I wait? Still nothing. Then he turned, and my lungs collapsed. Mark, my husband, my real, legal, silent husband, standing there, in front of me, in a hotel room, looking at me like he'd just seen a ghost with his wife's face. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. Vanessa, that was all he said. Just my name, like it didn't belong to me anymore. My body locked, my brain ran, my heart screamed, run, lie, collapse. But I did none of it. I just stood there in lingerie and perfume he didn't buy, in heels he never complimented, staring at the man who stopped noticing me. Until now. He stepped forward. Why are you here? I swallowed. His voice was shaking. Not loud, not angry, just broken. I didn't know. I stammered. He looked down at my outfit, the clutch bag, the red lips, everything he hadn't seen in a very long time. He didn't need an answer. His face told me he'd already put it together. You're Elle, he whispered. I nodded once. Barely. Silence, sharp, hot. Then came the laugh, dry, disbelieving. My wife is a fucking escort. I took a step forward. Mark, don't, he cut in, his voice sharper now. Don't say my name in that voice. He sat on the edge of the bed, head in his hands. I stayed standing, frozen. This was the moment everything we built came crashing down, and I didn't even know what to say first. He looked up. How long? I hesitated. Almost a year. His jaw clenched, his eyes filled. A year. And I never knew. I nodded. And you? He stood again. You walked in here like it was just another job. That hit harder than any slap. Because he was right, and I didn't have a defense. You know what hurts the most? His voice shook. That I came here tonight thinking I was the one cheating. He paced the room, hands on his head, like if he moved fast enough, the truth might blur. I thought this would be quick, forgettable, shameful, but easy. He stopped. And instead, I get you. I tried to speak, to explain, but explain what? That I didn't love the others. That I did it for the money, the attention, the rush. No reason felt noble now. No sentence sounded clean. I wanted to feel wanted again, I said finally. Quiet, almost a whisper. He turned to me, eyes bloodshot. So you let strangers touch you? My lips parted. I needed to feel something. He laughed, sharp and bitter.
I would have touched you.
If you asked. If you gave a damn. That stung more than anything. Because I had asked. With lingerie, with words, with silence. And he had turned away. Do you love them? He asked suddenly. No, I answered. But you loved it. Not a question, a fact. I didn't deny it. He stared, so quiet. Then said, I don't even know who you are anymore. I stepped forward. I'm the same woman you married. He shook his head slowly. No, the woman I married didn't lie to me for a year. She didn't walk into hotel rooms pretending to be someone else. Silence filled the space between us. Thick, toxic, final. Then he grabbed his coat. I'm filing tomorrow. Mark, wait. No, he snapped, his voice low, controlled, like a fire barely caged. You don't get to walk out of here and still be my wife. And with that, he left. The door closed softly. No slam, no drama, just a quiet goodbye to everything we were. I stood there, alone, dressed for someone else's fantasy, watching the city lights blink through the window. And for the first time in a long time, I felt naked. Years passed, and when I think about that night, The night everything changed. It still feels like a dream I can't shake. A memory that burns without reason. Mark filed for divorce 2 days later. It was clean, fast, no lawyers, no dramatic fight. He was done. And honestly, so was I. But what about the truth? What about the years I wasted pretending everything was fine? What about the lies I told myself to justify what I was doing? I had been running from myself for so long, I didn't even know who I was anymore. After the divorce, I kept up the act. Went through the motions, held myself together, told myself I could go back to a normal life, the life I had before. But normal never came. I went to therapy, not to fix what I had done to Mark, but to fix what I had done to me. The woman who spent years pretending to be someone else, the woman who thought money could fill a void. I stopped the escorting, cold turkey. I deleted the app, burned the photos, deleted every trace of Elle. I even changed my name on social media, but I still feel her, that woman, Elle. People think that when you stop doing something, it goes away, the feelings, the memories, the guilt, but they don't. They just change shape. I'm no longer the same woman I was that night, but I'm still the same woman who let herself drown in the illusion of power and control. It's been 3 years, and I still think about Mark, about that night, about how easily we both let go of each other. And I wonder if we could have saved our marriage if I hadn't let a stranger touch what my husband never bothered to. I can't go back, I can't change it. But this is the truth, and it's mine. I'm Vanessa, and this is my confession. The one I should have told him the moment I kissed a stranger. The one I should have told myself. This was my true infidelity story.